Hello and welcome to another episode of Chasing 48. I am Zach Harley. This is a Ghost Runner media production. I appreciate you joining me on this first week of May. And after a month of baseball, your Cleveland Indians, well, they sit right in the middle of it all. Third in the AL Central, 2 games back at Kansas City, have a record of 14-13. Appreciate you joining me. This is episode number 6, I believe. So we're on to 2 hands now, if we count them using our fingers like the 2-year-old, at least I am. I should say second grade. 2-year-old is weird. But anyways, appreciate you joining me here. Got a lot to talk about. It's been a fun week of baseball for the Indians. It's been a annoying week of baseball for the Indians. We're going to get into all of it. I'll have your AL Central roundup at the end. Have my love to see it, hate to see it. But right now, going to start with this Cleveland Indians bullpen. I have it right here on my paper, right? It says bullpen is lit because that is exactly what this bullpen is. It is on fire. It's out of this world, or at least the top 3 guys are, 7, 8, 9 innings. So I will start with I'll call him the wild thing, but he hasn't been wild. He's been unbelievable. James Karinchak. All right, so on the year, he's thrown 13 innings. He has a .69 ERA, very nice. He's struck out 27 guys. He's only walked 2, so that's why I don't know if we can call him the wild thing. He's only walked 2, and he's only faced 46 guys. He's struck out 27 of them. That's more than half. Half would be 23. He has struck out 27 guys in 13 innings of work. That puts him at 18.7 strikeouts per 9 innings. Unbelievable. If he throws a full 9-inning game, he is expected to strike out anywhere between 18 and 19 guys. 18 and 19 guys through 9 innings. It's unbelievable what James Karinchak is doing. That 0.69 ERA, that just came last night. I'm recording this on Tuesday, May 4th, by the way. I'll get that out of the way. Just last night on Monday, he gave up a solo shot in the later innings, in the 8th inning, and that's the only run he's given up all year long. It's the only run he's given up all year long. His control is way better. As I said, he's only walked 2. He walked 16 last year in 27 innings. So far through 13 innings, which is half of 27, he has walked, let's just say last year he walked 8 times more batters than he did this year. Okay, so last year it was 16. This year, so far, it's 2 in half the innings that there was last year. I won't do any other math, okay? His ERA plus, remember, baseline is 100. It compares you to the rest of the guys at your position. His ERA plus is 6.22. 6.22. The average is 100. The average reliever is 100. And his ERA plus is 6.22. I love it. I love everything about James Karinchak on the field. I love it. He has the passion, he has the motion, and he has the stuff to back it up. I love it. So there's one of the guys in the bullpen. Emmanuel Clase came over in the Corey Kluber deal. Got popped for PEDs last year. I don't know if I'm supposed to root for him or not, but I am, because the dude is nasty. Has not given up a run this year. He's thrown 9 1/3 innings. He's struck out 14 guys. He's only walked 3, so he has the control down, and he's faced 55 guys. So out of 55 guys, he has struck out 14 of them. That puts him on pace for 9.5 strikeouts through 9, so about half of what Karinchak's been doing. But the impressive thing here, he has had 38 balls that have been put in play. Only one of them was barreled. Only one of them was struck just as the batter wanted to. The rest of them, they either topped them or they popped it up, which means that 100-mile-an-hour cutter, which how couldn't it? It's working. He throws the thing 73% of the time. It's nasty. He's got a 30% swing and miss rate on the cutter, 41% swing and miss rate with the slider. So just when you think, okay, 100-mile-an-hour cutter, I'm ready for it. Here comes a 90-mile-an-hour slider. Whew! That's disgusting. It's nasty. I always tell people all the time, have fun hitting 95-mile-an-hour fastballs, and then they threw a 78-mile-an-hour curveball at you. This dude's coming at you with 100 and a cutter. It's breaking out. And then he throws 90-mile-an-hour slider at you. And yeah, he does have a fastball. He only uses it 4% of the time, but that thing hits 100 too. It's stupid. And then all right, so Karinchak throws 95. Class A throws 100. Here comes Brian Shaw, throwing all of 93 miles an hour, but he's getting it done this year, man. I'm telling you. He's thrown 12 and a third innings. He has a 2.19 ERA, 13 Ks. He does have 8 walks, but 2 weeks ago, he had 6 walks. So he's only walked 2 in the last 2 weeks, which is really good. ERA plus, again, remember, average is 100. He's at 197. That's pretty good for a Brian Shaw that I think the Major League Baseball world thought was done. They thought he was finished. He threw up a 6 ERA in a couple games with Seattle last year. In Colorado, those 3 years he was there, he was okay, bordering on not too good. So he comes back. He's got that ERA plus of 197. He's only had 2 balls barreled that he's thrown. 27 balls have been batted against him. Only 2 have been hit just like the hitter wanted, so that's good. He's missing spots. All 3 of these guys, Karinchak, Class A, Shaw, they're missing bats. They are putting it exactly where they want it to go, except Karinchak, I'm still not 100% certain that he knows where that ball's going when he lets go. But it's been working because he's only walked 2 guys this year. So Karinchak, Class A, Shaw, 7, 8, 9. If you can get your starting pitchers to go 6 innings almost every night, I mean, 7 would definitely be nice because you can't use Brian Shaw all the time. He's only thrown 12 innings and we're a month in. If you can get to the 7th inning with a lead, you have a damn good chance to keep that lead. And now Brian Shaw, this might be it. This might be, the top of where he goes. This might be, the most you're going to get out of Brian Shaw. I'm not saying he's going to be done this year, but after this year, yeah, he might be done. But for the other 2, they're getting better. It's scary. I'm not even sure this is the best James Karinchak can be. And his ERA plus is 6.22. The man has 2 pitches, and he's close to perfecting both of them, but I'm not sure he's there. So I was looking at this on Baseball Savant. Okay, so last year, his velocity for his fastball was 95.5 miles an hour. This year, it's 95.8. That's a jump of 0.3, so his fastball's getting better. His breaking ball is getting better. So overall, he's just throwing the ball harder. Okay, barrel percentage. We talked about that, right? That is going down a little bit. Hard hit percentage, they're hitting it a lot less harder. They're not hitting the sweet spot. I'm looking at it right here. Opponent's batting average, it was 159. Now it's 0.069. So that's getting better. Slugging percentage against them, better. Strike percentage, better. Walk percentage, better. Swing percentage, better. Whiff percentage, better. All of it better. He's improving in the analytics and the traditional statistics from last year to this year. And last year, we all thought the dude was unbelievable. He was unhittable for the most part. And he's getting better. And it's the same with Class A. It really, really is. Now, his velo has dropped a little bit from last year, but we'll see how a full season averages that out. But most of his statistics here, or most of his analytics going up. He's missing more barrels. They're not hitting it as hard against him. When they swing, they're not hitting their sweet spot like they want to. Batting average has gone down. Slugging percentage has gone down against him. Strike percentage. All these analytics and the traditional stats favor Emmanuel Clase and James Karinchak. So if you're an Indians fan, that is something very, very exciting to watch every single day, every single night. Karinchak and Clase going out, balling, just setting dudes down. They've given up 1 run between the 2, and one of those 2 basically pitch every day, unless it's a blowout. You're getting either Karinchak or Clase, or if it's a game you want to win, you're throwing them both out there. So it's not like they're not, it's not like they're just sitting on their ass in the bullpen. No, combined, they've thrown 22 and a third innings. 22 and that's almost an inning a game. That's almost an inning a game. And they've given up 1 run. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. I can't wait to see how they do the rest of the year. Because we could be watching something historic. I don't know what the history is, but we could be, maybe. Have you ever had two guys average 1 earned run a month combined? Because, they're probably going to give up some runs here as we get deeper into the season. But right now, 1 run between the two. I don't know. Maybe we could be setting up for history. All right, so I said, the bullpen, 7, 8, 9, lockdown. If you can get there. All right, so we're going to move to pitching now. And I got to go to my boy Zach Plesac, and then I'll go to Logan Allen, and then look at some new guys here. So Plesac, right, bounced back last week, talked about it, bounced back against Minnesota. This time another outing against Chicago. The guy cannot avoid a start against the White Sox, but you know what? What does he do? He throws a really gritty game, tough game, didn't give up a run, 5 2/3, 3 hits. He did walk 4, got into a couple jams, thought he was going to break at times. He K'd 6. He threw 110 pitches, so he was really gutting it out because that's the most he's thrown on the year. I think it's the only time he's thrown 100 pitches this year, and it's in these gutty performance. In the 3rd inning, he was in trouble. He had bases loaded. He walked 2, and then he hit a batter, got out of that. And then in the 6th inning, I think it was, he had guys on 1st and 2nd. Tim Anderson comes to the plate, 2 outs, strikes him out, which Tim Anderson balling on the year, by the way. I'll get to him later in the AL Central roundup. So that was a good bounce back. That was really, really good and promising to see from Zach Plesac against Chicago this past weekend because, he was getting shelled. Chicago was owning him. Chicago was made him their little you-know-what. My goodness. They were shelling him. He made it. He didn't even make it out of the first time. Then the next time he gets pulled in the 3rd. So this time, good to see. He makes it. He almost completes the 6th inning. 110 pitches, 6 Ks, no runs, worked out of it. Look, if that's just going to be a lineup that just gets to you and you can't do anything about it, and you're just going to struggle and walk a couple guys, give up a couple hits, that's the start you want. If that's a lineup that owns you, that's a hell of a start for Zach Plesac, and that's one he needed. Now, another pitcher in this rotation I was worried about. Plesac goes one way, Logan Allen goes the other way, actually so far the other way that he got optioned. I don't know if you saw that. You probably did. 3 straight starts were just horrendous, and I think it was the 1st or 2nd episode, I said he's going to struggle with command. He has the stuff. His stuff breaks, and he has a really nice fastball. But he's just not going to get it done, and I see him being a very good reliever in a year or two, and maybe that's where he's headed. I hope not. I want him to be a starter. I'd way rather have a lefty starter, especially a dominant one. But his last 3 starts, they've just been trash. He's made it out of the 2nd inning once. He's recorded 7 outs one time in the last 3 starts. So his first terrible start, he goes 2 innings against Cincy, gives up 3 earned, 5 hits, or 3 hits on 55 pitches, gets yanked after 2 innings. Next outing, faces the Yankees. They light him up for 4 runs on 5 hits. He throws 54 pitches in 2 1/3 innings. He gets yanked there. And then his last outing was just terrible. Buxton had the grand salami against him. He goes an inning and a third against Minnesota. Gets lit up for 6 runs, 5 hits. He throws 52 pitches. Stuff's not going right. I don't know what it is. I was looking at it. I was looking for something to, keyhole and really show what happened. He's going to his fastball about 50% of the time, and they're lighting it up right now. Opposing batters are hitting 389 against him. So maybe that's it. Maybe that he just needs to, go to his slider, which I remember people weren't hitting too well against. But the fastball, it's not working. And if your fastball's not working, then you ain't working. So they sent him down to the minors, and I think minor league season actually starts today. Maybe it did yesterday, but I think a lot of the minor leagues start today. So maybe he'll get some starts down there, and maybe we see him up soon. I don't know. They brought him down, and now tonight's starter against Kansas City is Sam Hentges. They brought him up a couple weeks ago to bring out a relief, and now he's starting against the Kansas City Royals. The first place Kansas City Royals, the 16-10 Kansas City Royals, Sam Hentges is coming up. Like I said, he made his debut out of the bullpen on April 20th against Chicago. He pitched an inning, gave up a dinger, struck out the other 3. So he's got stuff. He's probably gonna get lit up at times. He got rocked the last time he pitched in that blowout where Logan Allen got rocked. He threw 3 innings. He gave up 3 runs, 5 hits. So, Sam Hentges, he comes up for Logan Allen. I don't see this guy probably sticking around. I don't think he's the answer looking at it. He hasn't had a walk, so that's nice. He's controlled the ball pretty well, but he didn't pitch last year, obviously. In 2019, he starts 26 games, has a 5.11 ERA. He walks the guy every 2 strikeouts, so I don't think he's the answer. I mean, hey, we've seen guys prove it wrong, right? Corey Kluber didn't break out until he was 28, until he got rid of that 4-seam fastball back in 2015. Remember 2014 he came up, and he wasn't that good. So maybe Sam Hentges, a little younger, can turn it around, especially with this Indians development team that they have. They just whip out pitchers every day. So maybe Sam Hentges can be the guy. I don't think he's going to, but you need him to be good tonight against the first-place Royals. So Logan Allen gets options. Zach Plesac bounces back. Sam Hentges, he's one of the 2 new guys that the Indians welcomed over the weekend. Or I guess in this Kansas City series, really. On Monday, Game 1, Harold Ramirez, your starting center fielder, bats second behind Cesar Hernandez. Chalk up another win for me because Cesar Hernandez is leading off again, and he's been batting better as of late because he's leading off or something along that. I don't know. Harold Ramirez, here is the quick bio on him. He's 26 years old. Cleveland got him off waivers from Miami back in February. I was looking it up. I'm like, who the hell is this guy? Like I saw the batting lineup the other day. I said, Harold Ramirez, who the hell is that? So now the team's got 2 Rosarios and they got 2 Ramirezes, but they don't have any first basemen. All right, so thought that'd be a fun jab. So last night, Harold Ramirez, pretty good Indians debut, goes 2-5. He has a double and a run. This is what I found on him. So he was the opening day cleanup hitter for the Marlins last year, but then he got thrown on the COVID-19 list. Back in 2019, he did pretty well. He hit 276. He had an OPS of 728. He had over 400 bats, 11 home runs, 50 RBI. I mean, this is a guy that looks like can hit. He was among the NL rookie leaders in hits, batting average, RBI, triples, multi-hit games. I mean, it seems like he's a pretty talented dude. Seems like a guy that can be pretty good with the bat. 26 years old. He was the starter in Miami a couple years ago before all the COVID hit. It's not bad. Should I be excited about him? I don't know. But he's better than, I guess, some of the options. I mean, hell, if it's gonna keep Jake Bauers out of the lineup, then I'm happy. And now, of course, that had to happen because Jordan Luplow went down with the injury. It was a groin injury there that he suffered over the weekend. He was running to first and hurt his leg, so they had to bring him up. Yeah, so that's Harold Ramirez. I don't know what to think of him, but I mean, 11 dingers in 2019. That's better than probably half the Indians lineup is expected to do this year. So, and that guy didn't get 600 bats. He got 421 of them. So maybe he hits 20 on a full year starting. Who knows? So they bring in a couple new guys this week, this series against Kansas City. I want to shift now. Yeah, Harold Ramirez, he might help this lineup, but the offense, I think, after a month, we can say is in trouble. Yes, I've talked about it. I've gone over it. We know it. But I think they're in more trouble than we even think. And that's kind of scary here. So I was actually watching the Kansas City broadcast yesterday of the Indians-Royals game. And their broadcast team brought up a good point I didn't know. So shout out to the Kansas City broadcast team. Jose Ramirez and Franmil Reyes make up almost half of the team's home runs. There's 26 guys on a roster. Half of them bat, and 2 of them provide half of those home runs. So Franmil has 7. Jose has 8. The rest of the team has 21. 6 of those 21 belong to Jordan Luplow. So 21 out of the 36 home runs hit by the entire team came off the bat of Franmil, Jose, and Jordan. It's not good. That's not good. That's worrying me. It worries me. There's only a couple guys hitting over 200. Only 4 guys hitting over 200 on the team. That would be Franmil, Jose, Josh Naylor, and Eddie Rosario. Eddie-O Rosario. Franmil, Jose, and Naylor are the only ones hitting over 260. I'm gonna get to Naylor in a little bit. But isn't that worrying? Isn't that worrying? It's worrying to me that Eddie Rosario isn't hitting 260. He's a career 276 guy. I looked it up. I'm like, all right, maybe this guy just hits bombs and hits 240. No, he hits 276 career. Right now, he's hitting 230. Need him to get up. Need him to get up in the lineup. If Rosario can hit 260, 2, 3, 4, 5, that would be a nice 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? Or 3, 4, 5, 6, however the hell you want to do it. Jose 3rd, Franmil 4th, Rosario 5th, Naylor 6th. I'd like that. If they can all hit 260, because they're all kind of popping it out of here a little bit. I know Eddie just hit his 3rd last night, but Naylor's heating up. Again, I'll get to that in a second. The offense is kind of in trouble, and it's going to be interesting to see. Can Cesar bounce back? I don't know. Can he? Ahmed Rosario, he's like meh at the plate, right? I know in week 1 or 2 I said he looked pissed off. Well, now he doesn't. He doesn't look pissed off anymore. Robo Perez has kind of come back to earth. Jake Bowers is hitting a $190. Who else is on the team that plays? Luplo's on the DL. He's hitting a $190. And I want him to play every day. Well, I guess Luplo's not on the IL. They just are sitting him for a little bit. Cesar, he hit a home run on Sunday. That broke a 0 for 10 skid for him. So he was hitless throughout the weekend before he hit that home run. It's not sustainable. None of this is sustainable. I know the Indians pitching is doing everything they can to make it sustainable, but it's not. It can't. You got to do something. And I don't even know what they're going to do. I don't know what they can do. They can just keep bringing guys up from the taxi squad. They can keep bringing them up and sending guys down. You can do it that way. But, I guess this is what you get. This is what you get for spending $38 million on a Major League payroll in the year 2021. I guess this is what you get. Could have brought in a first baseman. Could have brought in a center fielder. Instead, they're trying Harold Ramirez in center field. Didn't know who he was 48 hours ago. Now he's the Indians' starting center fielder. Before it was Harold Ramirez, it was Ahmed Rosario, who is not a center fielder. Before that, it was Jordan Luplo, who is a right fielder, who I guess can play center field. He's not the fastest guy in the world. So I guess this is a lineup you get for spending $39 million. I hate to see that, but it's time now for what I love to see. And I'll get back to what I hate to see in a second, but what I love to see, change it up, get a little happy. Obviously earlier in the show, I love to see Karinchak Class A Shaw, that 1-2-3 at the end of the bullpen there. But what I really love to see is the guy that makes you not need the bullpen whatsoever, Mr. Shane Bieber. Shane, don't call me Justin. I actually think he's more popular than Justin now. He broke the record for most consecutive games with 8 strikeouts or more. He did this against Chicago over the weekend. 8 strikeouts or more in 18 consecutive games. Longest such streak in Major League Baseball history. He passed Randy Johnson on the list. Pretty good name, I'd say. Leads the MLB for the second straight week in strikeouts. He has 68 Ks on the year so far. Love to see it. Love to see Shane Bieber pitch every time he does. We'll see him again tomorrow, actually, against the Royals. So he gets a chance to maybe get up to 80 strikeouts on the year so far. Another guy I love to see It's Josh Naylor. Yes, he was on the hate to see list last week. Now he's on the love to see list. Is Josh Naylor getting hot? Is he getting hot? I know he's ugly. Sorry, Josh, but is he getting hot? He might be. He had a game-tying double early yesterday. Then he went yard later in the game against the Royals. Really helped him win that one against Kansas City. Last 7 days, so there's been 5 games. He's batting .278. He's got an OPS on base plus slugging at .961. Impressive. He has a dinger, 3 RBI. In his last 10 games, he's batting .278. He's got an OPS at .833, and he's got 5 RBI. Well, you're like, all right, what's he batting on the year? Is he getting hot, or is this just Josh Naylor? On the year, he's batting .262, so he's getting better in the batting average department. But what I love is on the year, his OPS is .708. And in the last 5 games, his OPS is .961. So in the last week to 2 weeks, he's hitting the ball better. He's getting on base more frequently. And when he hits it, he's squaring it up. He's sending it far away. He's finding gaps. He found one in the alley yesterday. Left center field. It was beautifully placed. Just split the defenders. Beautiful. Beautiful. Love to see it. Love to see it from Josh Naylor, getting over that week and a half from hell that he had. I've always said, I've always stuck by Josh Naylor. I like what he can do with the bat. I like his offensive ability. It's all mental. It's all up here. What can he do? So I like what I've seen out of him in the last 2 weeks at the plate. I know defense, there's still an experiment happening in right field with him right now. I'll go down with the ship, put him at first base, call it a day, but I'm not going to go down that road, okay? I'm not going to go down that road. What I hate to see, what I hate to see, I don't know if it deserved that much emphasis, but nevertheless, I thought I had to deliver a little pizzazz. Luplow, he's out with that groin injury. So because of it, Daniel Johnson got sent down to the minors. That's how Harold Ramirez got called up, because they needed somebody to play. And Daniel Johnson, I guess they didn't like his 0 for 9 that he put up, and he struck out 5 times in those 9 at-bats. But you know what? I don't care. I don't care. Why does Daniel Johnson only get 9 at-bats? And Jake Bauers gets a billion of them, and he's still only batting $182. Well, Zach, it seems like Jake Bauers is really heating up in the last 2 weeks. Yeah, he's hitting the cover off the ball. He's hitting it so well, he's hitting .211 in the last 14 days. That's peak Jake Bauers so far this year, ladies and gentlemen. .211 in the last 2 weeks. That is the best we've seen out of Jake Bauers. So why do we only get 9 at-bats of Daniel Johnson? He hit in the high 300s in spring training against major league quality pitchers. Why can't we give him more than 3 days? We've given Jake Bauers 2 years. Actually, that's false. We didn't give him last year. They didn't give him there last year. I didn't do anything. They didn't give him last year. They sent him to the alternate site. They said, you're not good enough to be on this team. But now I guess he is, because he's out of options. Just get rid of Jake Bauers. If Daniel Johnson's ready to come up, you already used his option, whatever the hell you had to do to get him up. Just get rid of Jake Bauers. Call it a day. He's not playing every day anyways. And when he's at the plate, he doesn't do anything. Just get Daniel Johnson up there. And, I mean, if someone's going to go 0 for 3, I'd rather it be Daniel Johnson, so we can see if he's going to be another Jake Bauers or he's going to be good. I would like to think that he's going to be good, but we really don't know. So instead of just throwing him 0 for 9 and calling it a day, let's let him have a week. Let him have a month. Why not? There's only 4 guys on the team hitting over 200. Daniel Johnson is not that far off from the rest of the damn team. If he gets 2 hits, if he has 1 hit, so he gets another at bat. He's 0 for 9 now. He gets 1 hit. Now he's 1 for 10. That batting average is close to Jake Bauers at 100. And that's not good. That's bad. So that's what I hated to see. I hated to see giving up on Daniel Johnson so damn quickly. Now, I'm not hating on Harold Ramirez. Keep him up. That's fine. Just get rid of Jake Bauers. Damn. So that's what I hate to see. All right. Time for, cue the music, the AL Central Roundup. So here we go. Kansas City, first place right now as of May 4th. They're 16-11. In second place, the White Sox, 1 game back of the Royals. They sit at 15-12. Third place, your Cleveland Indians at 13-12, 2 games back. In fourth place, the struggling, the ever so not mighty Minnesota Twinkies. They're 11-16. I love to see it. I don't know why. They're 5 games back of first. And in dead last place, I think in the whole league, the Detroit Tigres. They are 8-21. 9 games back of first place, and I don't think I've seen anybody get themselves out of contention in the first month of the year, but here the Detroit Tigers are. So we'll start with the Kansas City Royals, and we're going to go through this quickly. So yesterday, Daniel Lynch, the number 2 arm in the farm system, pitched last night. That was pretty fun. He looked all right. He got the loss, but he didn't look bad. Royals, they've lost 2 straight, they're 6-4 in their last 10. Danny Duffy, still amazing for him. He has a league-leading .60 ERA. He's just mowing him down. He has a 7.27 ERA plus. Remember, average 100. He's at 7.27. He's unbelievable. He pitched on Saturday against the Twinkies. Went 7 strong, 2 hits, a run. He walked 3, K'd 7. It's beautiful. Flip side of that rotation, Brad Keller, absolutely terrible. He has an 8.06 ERA. Fun fact, there's another guy with the last name Keller in the bigs. His name is Mitch, and he plays for the Pirates, and he also sucks. He also has an ERA over 8, so if your last name is Keller, you're not going to be good in the bigs. Hunter Dozier, he might be trending upward. He was terrible. He was on a 5-for-47 skid before his last 2 games. In his last 2 games, 4 for 9, 4 extra base hits. And he's a known Indian killer. So if he gets going, watch out there. Hopefully he waits until the rest of the 3 games in this series are over before he really gets heating up, because Hunter Dozier's probably coming. So for the Royals so far after a month, if pitching can do just enough like Danny Duffy's doing, the team's going to be hard to beat. But I was looking at their pitching. It's like we kind of expected to. If Daniel Lynch comes up, that's another arm that gives him 3. That gives him Duffy. That gives him the kid pitching tonight, or tomorrow, Singer. And that gives him that gives them Lynch. So 3 good starters for them. That could be the key. But right now I see only 2. And, I mean, their offense is great. But let's see how much that pitching can hold up. All right, on to the White Sox. They're kind of hot, 7-3 in their last 10. They've only been shut out twice this year, both times against the Indians. Bad news for the White Sox, though. Yeah, they've been hot, but they lose Luis Robert. He's going to be out for 2 months. It sucks. He was hitting .316. I don't like to see it. I cringed when he went down. I think the guy's going to be a good, fun ball player. I think he is a good, fun ball player. And especially sucks because Eloy Jimenez a month ago went out, so now they're really hurting in the outfield. Adam Eaton, the only one standing. Your main Mercedes, you're like, is he cooling off? Yes, he is. He's 4-16 in the last week. He struck out 3 times. That still has a batting average in the 360s, but we're probably going to see your main Mercedes come back to earth here. Lance Lynn returned from the IL on Saturday versus the Tribe. Looked good. Like to see that. Bullpen struggling. I like to see that even more for the White Sox right now. Only 2 guys have ERAs under 6 that have pitched more than 10 games. Their bullpen is getting blown up. Everybody has an ERA over 6. And on the offensive side, back to it, Tim Anderson's still balling at the plate and on the field. I love that. I love to watch that guy play baseball. All right, to the Twinkies. They're 5-5 in their last 10, 6-9 in their last 15. Pitching's been atrocious. They've given up 5+ runs in 9 of the last 15. It's kind of fun to see them suck because all of the off-season love towards them, and last year everybody's drooling over the Twins, so I think it's fun to see them suck right now. It's always fun to see the Tigers suck, but I like seeing the Twins suck right now. Only Barrios and Happ are good for this pitching staff. Happ, he's been good. He has an ERA under 2, but he doesn't go far into the games. He's thrown 23 innings in 4 starts. So that's less than 6 innings an outing, and that's bad news for the Twins because I was looking it up. Their bullpen sucks. There's no one to go to in the bullpen. Taylor Rogers, their closer, you're like, all right, he's their closer. He's good. He has a nice ERA. Well, he just gave up a bomb last night. And he's prone to it. So if you're just looking at Barrios to take you deep into the games, that's a problem for a team I thought was supposed to contend, and now they're just trying to not be the worst team in the division. Byron Buxton. This is fun. This is kind of fun to watch. I think as an Indian fan, you can appreciate what Byron Buxton is doing right now, because we've heard about him for the last, it seems like 8 years. At least 7 years. We've heard about this guy. He was supposed to come up, but he was always hurt, and when he wasn't hurt, he could hit, and we're like, all right, so you just have this great Gold Glove center fielder, but he can't hit worth a damn. Well, now he's mashing, and he's doing it with the glove. He had a slam against the Tribe. He's hitting 392 this year. He has 8 dingers, 15 RBI, a 1245 OPS. That's insane. And he's still stealing bags. He's got 4 on the year. One more thing for the Twins, Josh Donaldson. Kind of not fun to see him have a resurgence. He's batting .283 so far, 832 OPS, and he has 7 home runs with 7 RBI with 2 home runs. So Twins offense kind of getting it done, but the pitching is going to suck all year. That's what I thought was going to happen to him, and that's what's happening right now. Tigers, everyone sucks. I have it actually written on my page, everyone sucks. Only 3 guys have a batting average higher than 200, and Matt Boyd is the only guy worth a damn in the rotation. He has a 2.27 ERA, 24 Ks to his 7 walks. So that is your AL Central roundup. First place, Kansas City. Second place, White Sox. Third place, Indians. Fourth place, Twins. Fifth place, the Detroit Tigers. So there's your roundup. Very quickly going forward, Tribe's got 3 more against the Royals. Wrapping that up tonight. You're going to get Henches versus Minor. Tomorrow, Bieber Day, baby. It used to be Kluber Day, then Bauer Day. Now it's Bieber Day that I get excited for. Taking on Brady Singer. And then what's today? So Tuesday, tomorrow's Wednesday. Thursday, Tristan McKenzie going to get another go at it. We're going to see if he can bounce back. He hasn't gone very far into games, and his control's been a little off lately, so hopefully he can get back because he's going to need it. Danny Duffy, I told you his stats. He's got a .06 or .60 ERA right now, so he's the guy that McKenzie will be pitching against. Look, if the Indians can snag tonight, you would assume they would win with Bieber, and whatever happens with the McKenzie-Duffy game happens. So realistically, the Indians could be in place to win 3 of 4 in a 4-game series against the Royals going into Friday. They could potentially, depending on what the White Sox do, because they're only a game outside of first, we could be looking at a 3-game tie for first place between the Indians, Royals, and White Sox after 5 weeks of baseball going into Friday. So that could be fun. And then starting on Friday, you got 3 against Cincy, which those are always fun as well. Interested to see if we'll see Henches again, or we'll see someone else. Will Logan Allen come up? Maybe he has a start tonight in Akron or Columbus. I don't know. I should have looked it up. I didn't. That's on me. That's my bad. But I'm interested to see if we're going to see Henches next weekend or this weekend, or we're going to go with somebody else. They're going to go with somebody else. So that's all I got for you. Bullpen is lit. I assume it's going to stay lit. Bieber, your league leader in strikeouts. Love to see it. Zach Plesac coming back strong. Got a couple new guys, so interested to see what they contribute to the Tribe. And, yeah, that's it. Everyone sucks on the Detroit Tigers, which I like to say one more time because I don't like the Detroit Tigers. I don't like any of the Detroit sports teams, to be honest with you, so I love to see them lose. But that's all I got for you today on May 4th, 2021. Indians sitting in 3rd place. Could end up in 1st place by the end of the week, so who knows? And yeah, we'll go over everything that happens in the next week and over the weekend next Tuesday. That's when I'll see you next. So until then, I'm Zach Harley. Be a good person. Be a great person. Do something nice for someone. I'll talk to you later.